There are many signs that Frostivus 2024 is coming soon, and hopefully this year we can expect a new round of unusuals, maybe an entire new chest of Frostbloom, Snowdrift and Candycaster unusuals, or perhaps an entirely new set of effects. There are a few things that are pointing in the direction that this update is coming soon. Firstly, there's been a reference to the Frostivus 2024 unusuals in the game for quite some time now. In the game file, which outlines how all cosmetic and economy items are defined, there's a list identifying the Frostivus 2024 unusuals list. It has 3 separate entries, and these entries are identical to Frostivus 2023, so they may have just been copy and pasted for a placeholder, or perhaps they do actually intend to re-release last year's effects in exactly the same way. You can see the 3 effects that are listed in this file all have identical effect values, which is what depicts the actual particle system that's attributed to these items. So under Frostivus 2024, you can see we have effect 826, 827, and 828, which are the identification values for Candycaster, Frostbloom, and Snowdrift. Now, interestingly, there are a few items which are defined as having unusual items possible to drop, which have never been released as such in the game. So items which can be dropped as an unusual in this file will have some kind of identifier, as often something like can roll unusual with a value of 1. And everything we expect to have this does, but a few sets, interestingly old Frostivus sets, also have this identifier and have for a very long time. But we've not seen these items in the unusual version having been dropped in the game yet. So firstly, there's Visage of the Sleepless Sect, which is a Bane set from 2019 Frostivus, and this item was never released in unusual, but it's listed as being possible to create. And you know, the Frostivus treasure in 2023 largely reused old Frostivus sets from old treasures from Frostivus to pad out the chest, so perhaps this is an old Frostivus set which will be seen in the 24 treasure, and it will be possible to drop in unusual. It's the head item in this slot, which is listed as droppable, and it looks like this in Frostbloom. Next is a Techie set, and we did see the Powder Sled Rookery set used in 2023, and perhaps they were just testing which of the 2 that they wanted to use, but the blaster from the munitions of the Powder Keg Patrol is listed as possible to drop in unusual. So hopefully we will see this set in the Frostivus 24 treasure, and this is what that looks like in unusual. Next we have Arms of the Shambling Drow, an Undying set from 2018. It's the arms of this set that's listed as droppable, so maybe we'll see the first Undying unusual in the game in Frostivus 24. Now, some Russian data miners have claimed that Frostivus will begin on December 14th or 15th, but frankly, even if Valve placed dates somewhere in the files, they're likely to just skip them if it's not ready. You know how Valve operates, but obviously I don't think it's much of a prediction to say that the Christmas event will begin just before Christmas, and it's certainly not worth writing an article about. But there's no way of knowing why these items are listed this way. Perhaps it's an insight in some of the items that were tested in the past, but that does also mean there's a decent chance that they're going to be recycled into this year's event and this year's treasure, if we do in fact see an event this year and do see a Frostivus treasure again. But who knows, maybe there won't be new unusuals or a Frostivus event at all, but I think it's interesting, and we're going to find out in a couple of weeks if I was right or not. This does also mean that some of those sets might change in value if they are included in the chest, if they can be used in trade-ups, especially the ones that are worth less than about $1.50 right now. If they are in fact a tier 1 drop in these treasures, their value might double or triple to what they are now, so that's something to look into also. But thank you so much for watching. This has been a really quick video before the Frostivus update comes, if it does at all. I've taken a break for the past week, but I have some bigger videos coming out quite soon, so if you're interested in those, please subscribe, leave a like on the video if you're interested in Dota 2 cosmetics. Check out the Discord link in the description if you're interested in talking about Dota 2 items or trading with other like-minded people, and thank you so much to my YouTube members for supporting the channel.